Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the pre-orders and new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. So without further ado, let's just jump over to the Warhammer community website right here. There's been a lot of news this past week coming out of the Nova Open 2023. I can't remember the last time there's been so much news. Adepticon maybe. An announcement of like a new edition. If we go back a week ago to the 26th of August, can you believe it? We're already into September now. But around about here, 26th of August, you had the pre-orders. So there's the Warriors of the Free Guilds book. Then on the Saturday as well, you had Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Cities of Sigmar army box. I was on the fence about picking this, army set up. There's just something a little bit off with it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm so glad I did hold off because there's so many new things that have been announced. And yeah, little did I know the day after on the Sunday, Games Workshop would announce all of the Tyranid releases up for pre-order. Over £300 worth of Tyranid minis in one day. Yeah, and you can see why I have an issue with that. You've got the book that was in the army set, and then you've got the minis themselves. Also the Vanguard Seraphon. Again, I'm happy that I held off sort of paying £85 for the Vanguard because of the new releases that they've just announced. And then you had some lanyards and Nurgling pins, as well as box game. You had a cash in on the Space Marine 2 game with some Termagants and Captain Titus, as well as Combat Arena, where you can get your Amble and Blitz Bowl, Combat Arena, and Lost Relics. So a number of sort of box games. And then, of course, the next day on the Sunday preview at 6 PM every Sunday, they announced pretty much every single Tyranid release. And yeah, I think they're going to do this with Space Marines as well. Hey, why not? Why wouldn't they? You've got the brand new Tyranid Codex, which looks great and it looks chunky, and can't wait to give you a look at that. You've got the special edition Codex Tyranids. Then you've got the Norn Emissary. Again, I'll be picking that up. You can also assemble it as a Norn Assimilator, if you wish. Not a big fan of the Assimilator. I do like the Norn Emissary, though. Then you've got the Death Leaper, or Dua Leaper, as one of my viewers have commented, with this with the additional skirt. You've got the Lictor. It's fine. Then you've got the Neurolictor. Yeah, okay, it's trying to be a Trigon. You've got the Gene Stealers. Yeah, we'll see what kind of options they have and, what the mod line situation is. You've got the Termagants. Great. Termagants from the Leviathan set, but with, more poses and more weapons and options and things. And then you've got the Hormagaunts. Yeah, vastly improved from the previous set. And then the Biovore. Bit of Marmite. You love it or hate it. I love it. I like this kind of spider type, crab type creature that they've done. I don't get it in terms of like stability, having these, having all this weight, because let's not ignore physics here, all this weight on some very, very fine points, and you take off one leg, it's pretty much screwed. But apart from the physics side of things, I think the look of it is pretty nice. You've also got the Combat Patrols. You've also got the Combat Patrol Tyranids, which is, fantastic that they are releasing the Combat Patrol alongside all of the new releases. I think that's brilliant. I know why they're doing that, because they've made as much profit as they can from the Leviathan box set, and all of those miniatures are already out. So why not release it now in the Combat Patrol? Unlike, for instance, as we just saw last week, the Vanguard box set for Seraphon, just 2 units. That's all it was. just 2 units. They just really wanted to maximise profits of those 2 units for 2 months before they released it in a Combat Patrol. And really, you're only getting one of those for free in a way. So yeah, it's odd the way that they release the Combat Patrols and Vanguard sets, at the same time as a new release or much later. I'd much prefer it. They release it at the same time as the release to give you the option. And hey, you're going to be spending more anyway if you buy the Combat Patrol as opposed to one box of new releases. So you got the datasheet cards, and then you've got the dice set. Very nice dice set, I have to say. I do like that one. Warhammer Horus Heresy, we've got the Arvus lighter, much to everybody's anticipation. Has no weapons whatsoever. It never has. Yeah, I don't know about this one. It's great that it's back. Don't get me wrong. I do like it when Forge World bring back resin minis, and I think they should do that more often. Tau Orca. But your usage in game is very questionable. It not having any weapons, not being very survivable. It's got a Solar Auxilia as the pilot. They did give it a full article later on in the week, which showcases where the rules can be found for Horus Heresy and also where they can be downloaded for 40k. So there is that. I will be picking up not one, but two, because at the end of the day, people worked on this and there was somebody's decision to bring it back. And I like paying people for the work that they do. I'll be picking up two of these very soon. Probably pick up the first one, for release, and we'll see how we go after that. But I'll definitely be picking up one, possibly for sisters. I'm thinking of now. Maybe I can put a Adeptus Sororitas in the front. I don't know, but definitely I'm going to have one for like a Black Ops type assassin mission. Then from Black Library, you've got the Word Bearers box set collection. Don't get me wrong, I would love to pick this up, but let's face it, it's going to be sold out within 3 seconds. The Rose in Darkness, I will be picking up this book. My order is the Order of the Bloody Rose, and I think I've already got a Bloody Rose novel. You got Blackstone Fortress, the omnibus. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. I'm pleased that they put it in an omnibus, so I will be picking that up. You got the Warhammer Plus. For this week, we had a battle report and then Lore Masters, and then an advert for the preview, which we'll be talking about very soon. You got a Tyranid article, another one about coin as well, the Grim and Slim Duarden. You got the preview advert. You got the rumor engine. Yeah, looks like Flesh Quartz, is it, or some kind of? It's not Bone Reapers. It could be. Could be Soul Blight, but I'm thinking more kind of Crypt, Flesh Eater Quartz thing. Making of the new Codex for Tyranids, exemplary battles in 40k, claws, brains and harpoons, how to tell your Norn emissary from a Norn assimilator. So they're the differences. It looks like the assimilator has exactly the same stat line, but the Norn emissary for some reason gets that 4+ invulnerable save. And then these are the weapons that they have. They look very similar. I mean, it's such a big model, it would be hard to kind of make too many differences between them. And then Warhammer Plus, you've got a little look at, I think this is the new model for Warhammer Plus. Looks fantastic. They don't really showcase it much there though. You've got 40 Years of Warhammer, Plastic Thunderhawk, obviously that's Aeronautica. You've got Hivemind Speaks, how the Warhammer Studio updated classic minis. Yeah, that's great. You can see the progression there. Death Leaper though. There you go. That's quite cool. And then Lictors modular kit, so you've got different sort of forms of the Lictors. I will be picking up more than one. This is a very interesting article. I like that. And then the Gene Stealers. Look how they've changed there. You've got Space Marine 2. You've got a bombastic gameplay trailer. I would suggest you watch this. It's very, very cool. The Dust Ridden Thousand Suns will also feature in Space Marine 2, and that's just great. It's funny how they look better than their miniature counterparts. It's crazy, right? Who'd have thought? That looks amazing. I will be live streaming it, of course. It's co-op, I think 3-player co-op campaign. Can't wait for that. That's like one of the big things I'm looking forward to this year. Then we had the Nova Open, as if it couldn't get any better. all this week. And for those of you who stayed up until the early hours of the morning, you were in for a treat. So these are all of the reveals right here. So they had a look at, let's just pause that. So these are all the new sort of Space Marine reveals. So you've got the Chaplain. You know, this is what they're going to do now. They're going to increase Terminators across the board. You know, make you spend, you know, what's better than you buying Space Marines? Buying Space Marines again, slightly larger. And then they'll probably make them smaller, and then they'll make them larger. Who knows? But yeah, this is going to be the new multi-part kit, and it does not disappoint. It looks fantastic. And also, even though it's not pictured here, it's pictured here. Yes, you get the missiles and you get the flamer, so that's good. The Terminator Chaplain, not a big fan of these half helmets for Terminators. Not a fan at all. I always thought a Terminator helmet was just one piece, one helmet, and now they've done a Primaris thing with these kind of new Terminators, and they've kind of modulated the helmet. Okay, fine, but it just looks a bit odd. It reminds me of the Phobos. They're kind of putting the Phobos injection in this, and then this one, it's not. It doesn't even have the two kind of filters. Just has this chin guard thing. From a distance, it kind of looks like he's got a chin strap, you know, beard, especially if you were to paint the helmet in black, maybe. But the Captain looks very nice. So you've got the Captain, the Chaplain, the Terminators, and you've got the jump packs, the Assault Intercessors. They do look very nice. They're what you expect. The poses are pretty good. The one I really like, though, is this one. Look at this. Wow, Captain with jump pack. Amazing. And the Blood Angels, yeah, it just suits them to the T. Then you've got these heroes. I like all these Space Marines so far. I'd probably say I might like them more than the Tyranids, maybe. But you've got the Codex, which, of course, it's going to be a slimmed-down version. You're getting rid of all the smaller Space Marines now. But you've got the Company Heroes. Yeah, you can expect that to be about £50, probably. It looks amazing. I like all the attention to detail. I think that poses a bit odd for this, whoever he is, Captain maybe, or just a hero. But yeah, you've got a veteran, so maybe he's a veteran. So you've got veteran toting mastercrafted bolt weapons, champion mastercrafted power weapon, ancient banner, and then there's a captain in their midst. Then you've got the Sterngar veterans. Again, they look brilliant. They're going to suit your Leviathan box set. And here's some more pictures of them. So yeah, very decent. And then, that wasn't enough. We also had some scouts. Now, are scouts going to be elites? That's the question. But yeah, nice upgrade to scouts. A long time coming, of course. They look great. Yeah, okay, bit of Phobos, and sniper rifle looks decent. Missile launcher, yeah, and the heavy bolter, bring those back. Excellent. So on the whole, very happy with the Space Marines that they've revealed. So yeah, that's great. That's great news for Primaris. Then a little look at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Dawnbringers Book 2, Reign of Brute and Trog, the Troggoth King. So you've got this one. He's called Rabble Rouser Braggart Big Talker, and then you've got he's even got an arcane engine on his back. Looks great. Lots of detail. I like the colouring as well. Hopefully they'll do like a paint guide of how to get those sort of faded colours, whatever they use. But yeah, that looks awesome. Then we had some Iron Jaws updates. This Zogrock Anvil Smasher. Love the nod to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom there with that the kind of Lizalfos fused flame tail weapon, and then you've got this squig that has just turned into an anvil. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure how sort of steady that squig can be, but looks like a decent mini. Is like proper blacksmith there, with this you know, kind of pot of lava, Minecraft style, just behind him. You've got some brute raggers as well, and some weird brute wreckers. Yeah, why could you not put these in 40k is my question. They look awesome. You've then got a very, very big announcement for Warhammer Horus Heresy. This is what probably a lot of people have been waiting for. The plastic Deradio Dreadnought. We did wonder what weapons it would be included with, and it says for your primary weapons you can pick the Anvilus autocannon or the Hellfire plasma cannonade, and the Aeolus missile battery, and a torso of heavy flamers or heavy bolters. This is what I expected. I expected one top weapon, and I expected 2 main weapons, and obviously the 2 torso weapons. That's fine. They may bring out another set that has the las cannons and the Volkite, as well as the Boreas missile launcher. I did do a review of the resin version of this Deradio Dreadnought from Forge World about 3 months ago. Just type in Deradio Super Saiyan and you'll get the review. I chose the plasma. Be interested to see how much this will be separately, as overall it cost me, I think, £68 in total. Then they've brought along Mark III upgrade. The fantastic plastic kit replaces the existing and now quite venerable miniatures with flexible squad of iron armored marines. Now, when they say venerable, it's not as venerable as like Khorne Berserkers, is it? I mean, the Mark III, I think, came out in 2015, I want to say. So that's like, yeah, I guess they're almost 8 years old. So they're getting on a bit. But to me, these just look a bit... I don't know what it is with their proportions and things. The proportions obviously look more like Mark VI, but they look less kind of chunky than I would have hoped for. I think they'll be fine though. We'll see how they kind of pair up with the current Mark III range. I will of course be getting a load of these because most of my legions are running in Mark III. You know, I've got my Death Guard, I've got my Dark Angels, and if that wasn't enough, you know, to push you to be, you know, picking these up, they're going to release a Legiones Astartes battle group with no console though. No kind of leader, I guess. Maybe you could kind of make a console out of this, but you're just using parts from the set. Interesting to see some special weapons there though. You've got the Deradio Dreadnought, of course, and they even bundle in a Land Raider Proteus. Hopefully this will be released at the same time as the Mark IIIs and the Deradio. It would be really, really crummy for them not to do that. We'll see, but I will not be picking up these 2 new units if they don't release the battle group first. You've got the Warcry Hunter and Hunted. So this is a new kind of like expansion. These minis look great. Absolutely fantastic. Look at those. And then these as well for Cities of Sigmar. 3 cities. You get a pack of doggos. I mean, that's amazing. And look at this scenery. They're essentially releasing a Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. This can be used on a lot of battlefields and in 40k too, I would have thought, as some kind of like ritual pit. It looks brilliant. I really like that scenery. Then you've got Blood Bowl Vampire Team. Amazing. Just in time for Halloween, probably next month. And yeah, you've got the markers and a coffin. Excellent. Then you've got the Dysfunctional Demons and Deepkin. So yeah, some Slanesh demons. They look great. Lots of detail on these. And the Deepkin. Wow, we get another octopus. Fantastic. Yeah, so some nice minis there. And then this. They finally released the Unicorn. This Handmaidens of the Lady of the Lake. Incredible. Elise Duchard, Bears all the symbols of her station. Golden Grail, flowing robes of the finest silk, mystical glowing scepter, and a unicorn. Needs no saddle. Wow. She's going bareback on this one. So classic update. That looks incredible. I really like that miniature. It's fantastic. I can't wait to see the colour schemes and things that people come out with for the unicorn. And if that wasn't enough, to save the best till last, Fulgrim. Incredible. This is what we were all expecting, I think. Wings, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the wings. I kind of get it, because of speed and things and all the rest of it. But are the wings too big? Do they detract from the rest of the model? I'm not sure. You'd expect them to be big. You'd expect them to be slim and fine and all the rest of it. And yeah, is it too much? Would he have looked a bit strange just as part snake? I don't know. But he's got his spear. He's got his two swords. He's got just a hand with some claws on. He's got this tail. The scenic base looks great. He's got some faces that he's just hanging off of his cloak thing. Looks gorgeous. I really like this. He's not in plastic. He is in resin. And that's what we would expect. We would not expect him to be in plastic because he is a Horus Heresy, Horus Ascended, a Primarch Ascended miniature. He's not a 40k plastic Primarch that they've brought back. So, yeah, we can expect that. And I'm so pleased that he's come before a rumoured lion or anything like that. Now, the question is, though, will we get a Perturabo Ascended? Could you really do that? I don't think so. Could you do a Angron Ascended? Considering we've just had the 40k Angron, I would love to see a much bigger Angron than the 40k one. I really would. Who knows though? Could we even see a Mortarion? Could we even see a Mortarion Ascended? Or a Lorgar Ascended? Who knows? But I like this model on the whole. I think it's going to work incredibly well with any of your current Emperor's Children. And that was it for Nova. Massive releases all across the board there and previews. Then followed up with a number of articles throughout the week, including the Tyranid ones. Get your tickets for the next Warhammer World Open. You got Heresy Thursday, including introducing these battle groups. So you've got a Night House battle group and a Titan battle group. So this is a Night House one. Yeah, if you haven't got these little knights, that's going to be brilliant. And then you've got the Titan one, which includes the classic collection of them. I did wonder about these because for a while, Adeptus Titanicus, these Titans just disappeared from Games Workshop's website. And now they've come back, been rebundled with these thinner bases. You've got Reader's Choice poll, make your vote count, so you can vote on your favourite books. Forge World pre-orders, so this was the article I was talking about. Not a massive article, I would have liked a bit more, a few more paragraphs about this Arvus Lighter, but you've got links here to the rules for the Arvus Lighter. Of course, they can be found in the Liber Imperium book for Horus Heresy. You've got everything from assassins in this one to your Arvus transport. If you wanted to know, it's a movement of 20 inches. It's a ballistic skill of 3. Not sure why you need that. The front armour and side armour is 11, rear 10, hull points 2, and transport capacity of 12. It's got searchlights, smoke launchers, deep strike, and infantry support. So that's pretty much it. Quite just a. It's an unarmed, lightly armoured transport that can hold 12, as it says there as well. You can use it in 40k and Horus Heresy. Then batch paint your favourite Tyranids and Dawnbringer Chronicles Part 4 Rude Awakening, and then select your Lictor, Project Lictor. So yeah, you've got the Neuro Lictor, and looks pretty good. So lots of awesome articles this past week, a lot of news as well. Please do put in the comments below which was your favourite part of the Nova Open reveals, which is your favourite mini that they've revealed, and what are you most looking forward to getting your hands on. Let's go on over to Forge World and have a look at the Arvus lighter. Okay, so here we are on Forge World, and it's right here on the front page, which is good. I'm pleased that they've swapped out the tile from before. If we click on new and we go on pre-orders, the champion's gone from the week before, and now we've got this £85 Arvus lighter. I don't know about you, but I would rather spend the £77.50 on a resin dreadnought drop pod that I can just put my Leviathan dreadnought in, or Contemptor dreadnought in, whatever, and save myself £7.50. Yes, this might look cooler, but a dreadnought drop pod may well be able to hit a bit harder, depending on its cargo. But here we are, £85. Just puts it in perspective just how much flyers are, really. The other resin flyers. Should it have come out in plastic? I don't know. I don't think they would have sold as many. As I say, it's unarmed and very lightly armoured. It's one of these sort of unique miniatures that may only appeal to certain few collectors, whether they're going to use them in game or not. And also 17 resin components. Not many resin components at all. You do get your stand, and you get the plastic sheet for the canopy. So when they say plastic sheet, what that really means is you're going to have to cut these out to the shapes, which might not be for everyone. However, it may well have CAD instructions, and we haven't had a sort of big tank size new mini for quite some time, if you don't include like the refreshes of the Fellblade and the Mastodon and things like that they just retooled the sponsons for. So this is progress in a way. It's progress towards getting new, bigger minis from Forge World, and of course, we've now got the announced Fulgrim on the horizon. So that's it from Forge World, just this Arvus lighter. £85. I don't know. I mean, I think this would have been better priced at 60, and them just take a loss in profit. Make £1 or £2 profit per one. I think this is overpriced. £85 at this point. So that being said, let's fly on over to Games Workshop and have a look at all of these brand new Tyranid minis. Here we are on Games Workshop's web store. Big push for the new releases for the Tyranids today. You've got the Norn Emissary taking sort of front stage, I guess. If we click on new and exclusive, and we go to pre-orders, 22 pre-orders, quite a lot today. We go high to low, and of course view all. Right at the front, the Cities of Sigmar army set is no longer available. Quite odd, because that did stick around for quite some time on many websites. So eventually that did sell out. You've got the Combat Patrol Tyranids. Nothing new there. That's just some of the minis from the Leviathan box set, except for like the Screamer Killer and the Neurogaunts, I think. You've got the Wordbearers box set collection, £95. No longer available. So I was right. Sold out in 3 seconds. Nice three books there. £95. Quick search on eBay. You'll find them now listed at £200. Again, see any post like this and report them to eBay, because it's a breach of their terms to advertise things that they don't physically have. So just a little heads up on that one. Once again, I do feel pretty bad for anyone that genuinely wanted these at the £95 price point. I don't know, maybe they've just had a voucher for their birthday or Christmas or something like that, for £50 or £25, whatever it is, and you know, they wanted to pull the trigger. They were a big fan of Word Bearers novels and things, and yeah, those scalpers have taken away that opportunity. It's disgusting. It really is. Anyway, if we move down, we've got the Vanguard Seraphon from last weekend. You've got the Norn Assimilator. I have pre-ordered this, so you will see it on the channel. Fingers crossed, hopefully next weekend on Saturday I will be unboxing it. I'll be building it, and if we don't finish it on the Saturday, I'll be building it on the Sunday as well, which is great news. Well, that's the Norn Assimilator, that's the Norn Emissary. It's one and the same model. I'm going to be building it as the Emissary. Let's have a little look at this mini. I do like the big Gribblies for Tyranids. This doesn't look as big as you might expect. Only 3 sprues as well. And how many components? 58. Yeah, not as much as sort of like the 70 that the Void Dragon has. 100mm base. So yeah, you can build either or, but I'm just happy that we've got a new big Gribbly. You've got the Codex Tyranids Collector's Edition, £60 now. Oh my god. 60, it's no longer available. Who cares about the price? No one cares about the price. People are still flying off the shelf. £60. There's obviously a lot of people that think that £60 is absolutely fine. And if you're a Tyranid collector, you know, it might be for you. You've got the Death Leaper or Dua Leaper, £37.50. Yeah, 3 sprues, and they don't look massive sprues. I'm not sure on this one. I think if it was 2 sprues, that would be pushing it, but 3, yeah. But yeah, that has 44 plastic components, so only 14 components fewer than the £70 Emissary. Interesting. You've got the Codex Tyranids. Welcome to the new prices. Games Workshop seem to increase the price all the time. It wasn't that long ago that Codexes in 9th edition were £32. They're now £35. Yeah. But as we've just seen, it doesn't really matter how much they charge because people will buy it. It's got 120 pages, so not that many pages, I don't think, for like one of the main armies. You've got 47 data sheets there. I've picked it up, and this may well be the only 10th edition codex I pick up, just because I'm interested to see the differences between this and the 9th edition. If there are you know, vast improvements, because we're paying, let's face it, almost £40 now for an army book, and when you've got like 20 armies, it can get quite pricey. But we're going to have a look at it. We're going to see if it's a big upgrade from 9th edition, and we'll see if we continue the journey with 10th edition codexes. You've also got the Gene Stealers, £32.50 for 10. Wasn't that long ago you could get, what, 20 for £20 or so. Hormagaunts, £30 for 10. Lictor, £30. Okay, I would have preferred £27.50, but I think this Lictor, you can pose it. Yeah, look at this. So this one is worth picking up. Multiple different posable options. Yep, you can have it sort of sneaking about. Only a 2 sprue, but looks quite nice. 56 plus components. Now that's good. So you've only got 2 components fewer than the £70 Emissary. So this might be the hero of the releases. You've got the Biovore and Pyrovore. They're the same unit. They are one and the same box set, but you can build either or. £30, I think that's okay. I was expecting this to be like 35, 40. So £30 isn't too bad. You've got 3 sprues. I don't think it's going to be as big as people think it will be. They did a size comparison with the Emissary. I'd like them to do a Space Marine size comparison with all of their models as like an extra picture. That would be quite cool. 37 plus components, not too bad. That's got an 80mm base. So you can build either the Pyrovore or the Biovore with that one. Termagants, £27.50 for 10 of them, and you get a Ripper Swarm. These look quite fun. But again, £27.50, would have preferred 20. 79 plastic components, so you do get a lot of parts. 4 sprues. With these, they kind of look like the Leviathan ones though, but just with an extra... Yeah, this is odd. They look like the Leviathan Termagants. Interesting. We'll find out. Then you've got the Neurolictor. It's kind of Call of Cthulhu looking thing. It's just a 1 sprue for £25, and it's probably in a box, and it probably isn't as big as you think it is. How many pieces? Yeah, 15 plastic components. You've got the Rose in Darkness hardback, £20. I'm refusing to buy their hardbacks at the moment because I think they're absolute crap quality, paper quality, made in China, and they're trying to charge £20. Wasn't long ago when they were only charging sort of £13 for hardbacks. Now they've bumped up the price. It's just not worth it now. Data sheet cards, £20. You got the Tyranids dice set, £18. For 15 dice. Okay. Would have been nice to get a rounded 20. Typically, you'd get 20 dice for £20, but you got the Warriors of Free Guilds was last week, but you got the Blackstone Fortress Omnibus, £15 paperback. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of £15 paperbacks either, to be fair. You got Getting Started with Warhammer 40,000, that was last week, I think, or probably before. So, quite a healthy release of Tyranids. It's such a shame that Games Workshop are aggressively, I use that word quite sparingly on the channel, but they're aggressively releasing all of the new releases at once, and they're doing nothing about scalpers as well. It is really frustrating whether Tyranids are your main only army or whether they're like a secondary army or something, like for myself, because the only party that wins in them releasing everything at once is Games Workshop. You know, it would be great to stagger releases over a number of weeks. You know, there's no fear of missing out happening here. These Tyranid models are going to be around for many, many years. They're not just going to remove them. There's no... The thing is, they don't suffer the, as I would call it, the Primaris effect. So all of your, you know, these may be better detail quality minis, and they might be slightly larger, but you know, you can still use all your Tyranids from many, many years ago. You could probably pick up, you know, Tyranids and Termagants and cheap Gene Stealers and things from websites and still use those. Like, you know, you don't have to use these, you know, you don't have to pay £30 for 10 Horma Gaunts. You can pick up, you know, 50 Horma Gaunts second hand for 10-20 quid. You don't have to use these £32.50 Gene Stealers. You can pick up some second hand ones. Biovores, don't know about them. The Lictor, I think that's quite good. The Neurolictor is a bit specific. The Death Leaper, if you can get over the skirt, and the Norn Emissary, nice to have a big bug, but again, really Games Workshop should be spreading these releases out. It's just too much for secondary army collectors and primary army collectors to release everything in one go. What do you guys think of you know, the Nova Open and all the previews? What's your favourite mini in all of those? And also, what do you think of all of these Tyranid minis? And do you agree with me? Do you think they should stagger their releases over weeks? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.